Welcome to the less wealthy part of Tokyo, where I'm here to explain some of the difficulties of driving around Japan's capital. Like most other major cities, there's some things it shares in common in terms of difficulties, like traffic, lack of parking, etc. But today we're going to talk about some of the main difficulties that I find that are a bit more unique to Japan. So today we'll be driving the Nissan Note. I chose this car specifically to drive around the harder parts of Tokyo because, as you can see, this rental car is already damaged. It's missing a wheel cover. There's scratches all around it. So it's a bit less stress for me as I drive around because you'll probably start to see it's a bit hard. Okay, so we're gonna set off now. As you can see, the road's already very, very tight. I don't like driving through here, but for the sake of my viewers, I will now give it a try. Okay, let's get going. You can already see the cars beeping at me. There's all sorts of distance sensors and other things to help you through these areas, but to be honest, the worst thing is the visibility out of this car is not as good as I'd like it to be, and immediately we have a problem. We've come to a dead end, and let me reverse out of here. It's okay, lots of things beeping at me already. How do I turn around? Okay, so I will borrow that parking space for now to see if I could turn myself around. Ah, jeez. So one of the issues with being in Tokyo in the residential zones specifically is they design these areas so that way invading soldiers will get lost. But what that actually means is regular people trying to get through here have no idea if there's a dead end or not. And it becomes quite a problem. And this car doesn't have a backup camera. It just beeps at you repeatedly. Okay. And I don't know how much space I have in the front because the visibility out the front's not great. Backing up again. So you make one wrong turn back here and you're in literal beeping hell. Okay, moving forwards, let's try and get out of this neighborhood. I think I turn left here. It's incredibly tight. The advice I was given is match your left mirror with the turn and then give it full lock. There's reasons why there's scratches on the side of this car. And if you didn't already know, these are two-way roads. So there you see two stop marks. Cars come this way and I can go that way. No, they don't fit two cars. Look, even this bicycle struggling to get by me now. And it's really a nightmare driving in these tight back roads. No, I'm not gonna make this turn. This is ridiculous. I'm sure some of you out there are looking at this, laughing and saying, wow, this guy is a terrible driver. I'm much better than him. Good for you. I am a terrible, terrible driver in these tight spaces. I will probably continue to be a terrible driver in these tight spaces. So if you ever plan on driving in Tokyo, make sure you're good at your 500-point turns. Not 3-point turns, 500-point. I'm gonna give up going left. We're going right, because that seems easier. Okay, more beeping. Wow, and people live here and park here regularly. I guess with practice you get better at this. Okay, good. This road seems a bit wider. Yes, I know, thank you. So you can see it's kind of wide here, but I'm already getting warning beeps. And the car is even telling me, even though this is a parking area, you might get in an accident. Thank you, car. I'm well aware, I've already been in 3 accidents today. Oh wow, that looked like an easy turn, and it wasn't. So let's try turning around now, because this is a dead end. Okay, your reverse parking skills, or just reverse skills in general, have to be good. That is a rule in Tokyo. Oh, jeez. Whoa, okay. Oh man, there's these like electric poles everywhere that are making this that much harder. Like if these electric poles weren't here, there's one over there too. It wouldn't be that bad. Okay. Oh god, I can't see the front of the car. All right, we're clear. I'm now a sweaty mess. Let's now officially get out of this parking lot. Well, it's not a parking lot, this is residential area. So let's officially try and get out of this residential area. And unfortunately, we will have to return later. All right, we're back here. Apparently we're not allowed to go through there, so we have to go through here. Okay, that bicycle's in the way. See, even that guy knows this road is too narrow for his bicycle to be blocking the way. All right, that's not too bad. Okay, let's try making a right-hand turn here. This seems doable. Oh, wow. Okay, not gonna make it. Oh, this is really annoying. Okay, we're finally out of beeping hell, and we're now just driving on the bigger main roads. This is one of the main arteries of Tokyo that we're turning onto. A lot of the roads in Tokyo, the main ones at least, they're confusing. You're like, okay, good, this is a main road, it runs east to west. It doesn't. It runs east to west for part of it, and then it'll suddenly make a turn, and it'll go north to south, and then it might go east to west again. They don't go in a straight line, which is annoying because you can't just be like, oh, let me get on this main road and then head to this part of Tokyo. That's not how it works. So a lot of the times the road splits and the navigation system tries to tell you. A lot of the time it tells you too late, and you can tell that might be a problem. So on top of that, there's these overpasses that you need to go through, and it speeds up traffic because you don't have to stop at certain stoplights. However, if you needed to turn left or right and you accidentally got on the overpass because the navigation system kind of told you a bit too late that you needed to skip the overpass, or you're just like me and you don't know the streets that well and you're relying on the navigation system, you can miss a completely entire part of your journey and then you'll have to turn around. And the problem with turning around in Tokyo is on the main streets, most of the time U-turns are illegal. So you can't just make a U-turn somewhere, and that means you have to turn off of the road into the side streets, into a residential area, and go through beeping hell just to turn around one time. So part of the stress of Tokyo is getting it right. If you miss a turn, you're screwed. So it adds to the stress of making sure the navigation system's correct, making sure you know what road to drive on. But one of the biggest issues is there's a lot of turns. There's a lot of small streets, and there are no road names in Japan. So in the US, if it says, in 500 yards, please turn left on Johnson Avenue. Fantastic. You probably don't know what 500 yards is, But you'll see a sign that says Johnson Avenue somewhere, and you'll be like, okay, cool, I need to turn right here, or I need to turn left here. Japan doesn't have that. There's no street names, so sometimes they'll say in 100 meters, turn left. I don't know about you, I don't know to the exact meter what 100 meters is while I'm driving, and it's really stressful getting it right. So you're like, okay, if I need to turn left, let me make sure I'm in the left lane. And I will go slowly and make sure I get to the right street. That is an option. However, if you need to turn left, there's bicycles in the left lane. These streets are not wide enough to accommodate both a bicycle and a car. And a lot of the times there's trucks unloading goods on the side, on the left. And then you have to move to the right and then dodge them. And that's not cool either. So if you need to make a right-hand turn, it sounds easier. Let me just stay in the right lane until I need to make the right-hand turn. But then you have the other issue of sometimes the right lane disappears. And what I mean by that is you'll get to a junction and there'll be a red light or a green light, whatever's going on. And if you stay in the right lane, it forces you to turn right at that time. And you can't go straight, even if you need to continue going straight. So then you need to cut over to the left. And the warning about lanes ending is not that clear. You kind of have to start relying on the navigation system to tell you, but if your navigation system's not good, it doesn't help. And of course, a lot of this is road familiarity. If you're familiar with the roads, a lot of these problems go away. But Tokyo's really big. And maybe you'll be familiar with your neighborhood's roads, but you won't be familiar with all of Tokyo's roads, so it adds problems. And a lot of this is just, hey, stupid, you suck at driving, improve your driving skills. That's true. But these are just the difficulties you have to go through when you start driving in Tokyo. And this is also why a lot of people who get their license in Japan give up. There's a lot of people here called paper drivers, which means they have their license on paper, but they don't know how to drive. They are too scared to drive on the roads, and they kind of wasted their money getting their license because they're too scared to drive. I completely understand that feeling. If you drive regularly, obviously practice fixes most of these problems, but getting to a point where you're comfortable going through this nightmare, it takes a lot of driving time. And because Tokyo has such good public transportation, there's really no point in driving every day. So then you get a little rusty. Once you get out, you forget that this road turns into 3 lanes and then to 2 lanes and then to 3 lanes. And you're like, oops, I'm in the wrong lane. Now I need to turn. And then now that you're on a turn that you didn't want to do, you now need to turn around somewhere. You can't find anywhere to turn around. You wind up in this narrow residential area. You wind up crashing into the side of a road, scratching your car. It's a nightmare, if I'm honest. Whoa. It looked like there's nothing there, and then beeping already happened. This is our parking spot, but I don't know how to park there. This car really needs a f***ing reverse camera. You'll realize from this short footage of driving in this back area, I no longer wish to own a manual car. Like, it was already hard enough with an automatic. I can't imagine the long-term wear and tear on a manual's clutch doing this. Okay. We're parked. Let's never do that again.